Okay, let's see. In this problem, a sporting goods manufacturer requires 3/4 of a yard of fabric to make one pair of soccer shorts. How many shorts can be made from 15 yards of fabric? Okay, so here's our question. So we're looking, how many shorts can be made? So we have a total of 15 yards of fabric. Personally, I like visual aids whenever possible. So like, what we're trying to do here is, well, let's say we have a total of 15 yards. So this line segment represents the total amount of fabric we have, and every 3/4 of a yard gives us one pair of shorts. So let's say there's 3/4, and there's another. Sorry, it's a little difficult to draw on the screen. There's another 3/4, and there's another 3/4. So the question is, how many are there? How many 3/4? How many 3/4 can we get out of the total of 15? The total of 15 yards. So if we're going to take that 15 yards and split it up into smaller pieces, so we're basically going to divide it up. We're going to take the whole amount and divide it up into smaller pieces, where each piece is 3/4. Okay, so here's the whole amount. Here's the whole amount, and we're dividing that up into smaller pieces, where each piece is 3/4 of a yard. Okay, so here are the individual pieces. So we want to take that whole amount, that whole 15 yards, and we want to divide it up into pieces of size 3/4. So the question is basically, how many 3/4 are there in a total of 15? So we'll take 3/4 and we'll divide it by, or we'll take 15 and divide it by 3/4. I recommend doing this on the calculator, but if you're working this out by hand, when we're dividing by a fraction, well, let's first take that 15 and we'll treat that like a fraction. Any whole number could be treated as a fraction over 1. So, okay, so 15, we could treat that like it's 15 over 1, and we'll divide that by 3 over 4. And the way we divide fractions is stay, change, flip. Okay, so stay, change, flip. First fraction stays, the division changes to multiplication, second fraction will flip that guy. So the first fraction is 15 over 1, that stays. Next, the operation changes from division to multiplication, and then finally the last fraction we flip it. Instead of 3 over 4, we'll have 4 over 3. Remember, when we're adding or subtracting, we need a common denominator, but with multiplication, we'll just go straight across. Top times top, bottom times bottom. So on top, 15 times 4, that will give us 60. And 1 times 3 on the bottom, that will give us 3. So a fraction is division. So 60 over 3 means basically 60 divided by 3. And 60 divided by 3 is 20. So we have a total of 20 possible pairs of shorts. I'll say this is the final answer. And again, we could double check this by making sure 20 pairs of shorts indeed does give us 15 yards. So let's say 20 times 3 over 4. Well, if we put that into the calculator, that's 20 times 3 divided by 4. There's the 20 times 3/4. And if you put this into the calculator, 20 times 3 divided by 4, you indeed do get 15.